I'm so sorry. I know the audio's working now. Yeah. What was happening is when I receive a phone call or I decline a phone call, either decline or answer. When I decline or answer, when the call comes through, the audio goes out and it never comes back. So, yeah, YouTube, something you might want to work on. Just a thought. But yeah, I apologize about that. I need to, for now on, I'm going to start blocking phone calls once I go live. Because it's messing up the presentation. I don't know. Y'all get it. But Patrick, you on here? So I can answer your question. But yeah, so I forgot where I left off before the phone call came in. But yeah, no one's cutting me off anymore today. It's gonna be a great rest of the day. Everybody's gonna make a lot of money. Everybody got a paycheck coming. A paycheck, unexpected money coming. You have unexpected money coming. Exactly. Gotta take those with that. Richard, what city and state are you in? What city and state are you in, sir? Florida? You're not in Callahan, Florida. Callahan, Florida or Georgia? Well, that's probably Callahan in every state. But when I think Callahan, I think it's Callahan, Georgia or Callahan, Florida. Florida. You responded fast, so I'm sure you responded to Florida. So we got to meet up one day then. What you say? We can find like a karaoke. All right. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna find time. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. I'm a GPS where I can do it right here. See how far Callahan is. Search. No, go back. Destinations. North of Jackson. That's why Callahan is so familiar. Because I lived in Jacksonville I was born and raised there. Did you read my last comment? Yeah, to answer your question, Patrick, I think I was in my late 20s when I started working with Justin. But yeah, Callahan. That's why I knew Callahan was familiar. I didn't know why, but that's why. You lived in Jacksonville? Wow. I hate Jacksonville. I'll never live there again. I will not live in Jacksonville again. Yeah, I didn't like Jacksonville. Most of my life. Good job. You did a very good job, sir. You going to heaven just because of that. See? Look, when I made my statement, no one is cutting me off. Now they putting on their signal and kind of giving me the gesture like, can I come over? And I hit the lights and they like, oh, okay, thank you. They give me the hand. Yeah, come on over. It's going good. Y'all better look for that money in that mail. I'm telling you, because these people ain't cutting me off no more. Lord made his mark. Oh yeah, I want to chime in. Oh, Richard, we gotta connect. I don't know if you have Facebook, Instagram, or if you don't have social media, you can email me. Obviously, because I can't say my phone number through here, or you know, so that's the only way. But yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. And you're in Cal, so I got an idea. Landlines or email? Yeah, email is better, cause I can't say my phone number. But excuse me. Next time I go up to Jacksonville, I think that's a good way to handle it. After we connect by email, and you send me your number, or my information is in my email signature. So if I respond, you're gonna have all that anyway. But next time I come to Jacksonville, I'll just let you see what you're doing and see if you're available, and go from there. Hopefully you already have a karaoke spot that we can go to, so I can hear you sing. Finally, I can hear Richard sing. I might even put him on YouTube. Watch. Mark my words. Y'all might get the opportunity to hear Richard sing. Ain't that amazing? You're gonna hear Richard sing on this channel. Richard like, yep, I'm down. Sign me up. Sign me up. Hope so. What? I sing deaf, number one. No one wants to hear it. Huh? They don't have to want to. They don't have to know what they were missing. That's the best. See, that's just like me. Nobody ain't know what they were missing till they figure it out. They got to figure it out. Richard, we're going to help them to come to realization. Richard is the shit. Period. Singer. Not a singer. A singer. Singing Richard. You sing, I will back you up. Okay. You gonna be backing up and leading? Cause I'm at like I don't know the word. What's that line? Sing. We do that on stage with the band. Like when it's a song that I share with or someone else knows the song that's in the band with me, we point at each other when we want them to take over. And the person that placed that, he had my position in the band before I ever known about the band. Sometimes he's on the same show with me, so he knows all the material that I know. So when he's there, when we before the show, I'm like, I'm doing that all night tonight. It's on you. As soon as the song start, I hear it. I don't see it. I love helicopters. Oh, that's a Robinson 44. That could be a 66 because I hear a hiss. Sound like that's a turbine. So it could be a Robinson R66. I love helicopters. That's another one of my hobbies. What happens when everyone is pointing to everyone else? Yeah, it's not likely. Well, it is sometimes where I'm pointing at him, he pointing at me. At some point, somebody got to step up. Why do I hear like an echo or something? Yeah. Yep. Am I tripping? How's your flying going? Until I get this passive income coming in from commercial real estate, can't do it. It's expensive. So I need something that's actually what made me originally start looking into commercial real estate, because I was like, how am I going to pay for pilot training? It's $350 an hour. So, and that's not including the training. That's just the fuel costs. So, and for the type that I fly. But I want to do both though. I want to fly fixed wing and I want to fly on rotorcraft. So, but it's cheaper. It's cheaper to fly fixed wing, because it's only like $150 per hour to fly like a Cessna, some small Piper, or what's the other thing that I wanted? An Airhawk, iHawk, some Skyhawk. Skyhawk is a Cessna. Well, yeah. So this $150 an hour. Buy a hanger, let them pay you to for learning. Oh, let me read that again. Buy a hanger, let them pay you to learn. Let them pay you for learning. Buy a hanger, but a hanger is just a storage. That's just like a storage. And then, in order for me to, I'll be renting out that hanger from somebody else unless I buy the property. Unless you're saying buy a commercial space. Got you. Buy a commercial space and treat it like a parking lot for aircraft. I'm not familiar enough with the industry to know how lucrative that'll be or what my entry level attack would be. Because some industries are easy to enter. The barrier to entry is pretty simple. I don't know what the barrier to entry would be for that. I don't know enough about the market. So it's something to think about though. I know I want to do stuff with airplanes and helicopters. I know I want to, well, another one of my end games, but it's for nonprofit. I wanted a nonprofit. I wanted a fleet aircraft, which is for nonprofit. I wanted to have minorities, expose minorities to the general aviation industry. So while they're 5, 6, 7, in between 5 to 18, get them exposed to aviation, let them know, learn, take some courses, go up in the aircraft, learn about aerodynamics, learn the forces of flight, like just get them engaged into the aviation industry, general aviation to be more specific, just so they get exposed to it. Because when they exposed to it at a young age, sometimes they find a love for it and end up taking it as a career as they go older, or just falling in love with it as a hobby. And right now, I was never exposed to it. I had to expose myself to it. And when I did, I fell in love with it. And send them to the military. They pay and get learning. Well, that's the thing. That's why we have a pilot shortage right now. The military no longer is really pushing out pilots like they did back in the 90s. The type of pilots they are pushing out are drone pilots. They're training drone pilots, not actual aviators. So it's a little bit different now. And that's why we have a pilot shortage, because the military is not pumping out as many pilots as they used to. And all the ones that they trained back in the 90s are retiring now. And there's not a lot of children or a lot of people in school to get aviation training right now. So the demand for flight is going up. Demand for pilots is going up. But the pool to replace them is going down significantly. So they're going to have to start reducing the requirements and qualifications in order to become a pilot. Like for right now, I'm a perfect example of that. It's $60,000 right now. If I wanted to pay all cash, when you put when they put batteries in planes, oh no, I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I don't know what that's gonna look like. I don't even want to think about that. I'm worried about, because usually the reason you see incursions, runway incursions, or you'll see crashes, or what they classified as a crash, because not every, what we call a crash and what's actually a crash in aviation are two different things. But what we call crash is usually human error. It's not necessarily the aircraft. So I don't know what I would feel. I don't know how comfortable I would feel putting the hands in it, putting flight in the hands of computers, or I don't know, AI or electrical plane. I don't. I'm just getting familiar with combustion and jet propulsion. So, but yeah, so the pilot shortage, they're gonna have to decrease the qualifications. But I'm a perfect example of that. If I paid all cash, it's $60,000, 60 to 80, because the less you pay, because you get out of the course quicker. But it's like $60,000 to get a commercial pilot's license. Um, there's Most people say flying an airplane is easier than flying a helicopter, because you use all your limbs in a helicopter, and in an airplane you do not. So you can focus more on airspace versus trying to focus on learning airspace and manipulating all your digits while you're trying to control the aircraft at the same time. So, but yeah, $60,000. Who can afford to pay $60,000? Now you know how you can go to loan, like you can go to get surgical technician. You could become a dentist assistant. Oh wow. Oh, that's a 66. I was right. Oh, that's beautiful. I was right. It was a 66. So what was I saying? But yeah, so like if you go to a traditional school where it's like a trade school, you can get loans and stuff easily to get in those industries. But some of the Airbus use joysticks, no yoke. Well, it's still classified as the yoke because it manipulates all the surfaces on the aircraft in order to manipulate the aircraft in flight. So it's still technically the yoke. It's just not what you would typically, or what we would typically call a yoke, because it's not between the legs, like, you know. But that joystick is the yoke. But yeah, so that's $60,000 that you have to find a way to finance that. And if you don't have it, obviously you got to find a way to finance that or pay out of pocket. And you can pay as you go, but if you pay as you go, it's going to cost you more because you can't fly as often. Therefore, lessons you learned 2 weeks ago, you haven't really stuck it because there's no repetition, there's no consistency. You only fly like if I go fly an hour today, that's $350. Let's say it takes me another 6 weeks before I have another $350 to give them to go up another hour. It's been 6 weeks since I had that little thing that I was learning. It's been 6 weeks since I've done it, and I only did it in that 1 hour. So now I forgot that, and I relearned that for the 4th time. So that's 350 times what? 4. 3, 6, 9, 12, 2, 5. So that's 600. $6,000. $6,000. Is that right? 3, 6, 9, 12. No. 12. That's $1,400. $1,400 just like that. And what? And that's what, 6 weeks just between the gap between the first payment and second week? That's like what? It's like $1,400 in like 6 months, 3, 4 months. You're not going to learn that fast enough. So you're going to spend more because you're not getting enough reps in. And if you get enough reps in so you can learn faster, you need to put the money up front so you can fly weekly every day throughout the week. But if you can't afford to pay $1,400, $1,500 a week, what are you going to do? So there's not a lot of financial options, products out there for aviation. So they're going to have to reduce the qualifications and start offering some nice incentives to hire pilots. Like some real nice sign-on bonus, $500,000 sign-on bonus. With a salary starting out instead of like 70, 80, no, without the salary. Regional salary probably starting at like 30, 50,000 for a regional airline pilot. And then once you start getting your experience up, your pay goes up annually. But the pay increases very well with time. And the seniority is good. But you're supposed to fly regional for as long as you got to fly regional, and then you go into the big leagues after you get your time up. So your time is your experience in piloting and aviation. So the more time you spend flying a specific type, the hours accumulate into experience. So that's when you start getting into flying for Delta and JetBlue and Spirit and all the big airlines, the big jets. But people might be able to skip flying airliners and go straight to the big leagues because the qualifications are going to have to drop because the demand for pilots are going up and the pool isn't big enough. There he is again. That's going to be me soon. That's going to be me soon. I'm going to be flying my own helicopter. I want my own helicopter. I want to fly myself around. I want to fly my helicopter over my commercial property and check it out. Land too. I'll land at my property. I mean, all I got to do is give myself permission. I own the property. But yeah, I'm done ranting about aviation. I can go all day. I love aviation. I love airplanes and helicopters. I love flight. It's so hot. You have anybody else experienced this? You cold when you turn the AC on and you hot when you turn it off. I be playing with the AC on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off. can't just find the right temperature, or I haven't yet. Well, I think I done talked myself into cottonmouth, so all hearts and minds clear. I know I've talked about, why is he doing? I don't know why he over there. He might need help. But yeah, so that's all I got. If y'all don't have any questions, any statements, all hearts, minds are clear. Let's see. Got a nephew who's a flight nurse. He gotta love that. And they're busy. Well, I'm guessing, depending on what city and state he working out of, guessing they're pretty busy too. I wouldn't want to do a medical aviator. I wouldn't want to fly that life flight. They have to land in some very dangerous situations. Their off-site landings are, well, not always dangerous, but they do have to challenge the weather a lot. They get a lot of, sometimes they don't get the discretion of when they want to take off, depending on the weather. Sometimes the company try to push them because they're not pilots. They have to land. Off-site landings are dangerous. So off-airport landings can be very dangerous. So you have to do really good high recon and low recon, or whatever process they have for landing on off-site. But sometimes you can get in some real sticky situations. Like if you just filled up, you take off on a hot day, you land in a spot where it's tight, it's a real confined space, and you get a heavy patient. It's a hot day. The air temperature affects performance. The person is heavy, so the aircraft is heavy, so that means there's more strain on the on its ability to lift. And what's the third thing? Fuel is what heavy. So if you filled up, now you have heavy passenger, heavy fuel. So that means that's going to make flight need more power, and your performance is bad because it's a hot day. Now you got to sit there and burn off fuel for a very long time just to get out this spot. That could be an hour. It could be 30 minutes. It could be an hour. It could be 2 hours. But you got to let that engine run to burn that fuel off so that you can lift off and take this person to. It's crazy. It is crazy. So, it's a lot of police out. Past 2 just now. 30 seconds. But yeah, I love aviation. Hopefully in this lifetime, well, I'm not gonna say hopefully, in this lifetime, I am gonna splurge a lot. And this channel is gonna have me wait till I get my commercial real estate business set. And bring y'all on all these experiences. YouTube channel is gonna be packed with excitement. Now, what I'm not going to do is get comfortable flying in different regions. Like I'm going to Mexico in August, next month. And like if I already had my pilot's license and I would not go flying in another country and I'm the PIC. I'm not gonna PIC in another country because that region has its own elements, and you have to be familiar with the airspace. You have to be familiar with the temperature. You have to be familiar with what's flying in that general area, so you know what to look for, what to avoid. You know where certain power lines are, certain high rises. You kind of know the hazards for that particular area. So usually if I'm going to fly in a different country or somewhere outside the region where I was trained or where I normally fly, I would need to get training in that area so that they can typically give me a lay of the land. So unless I'm doing that, which will require time, I'm probably not going to be flying in other countries. Well, I'll probably fly, but I'm not going to be PIC. Somebody else will be the pilot in command. What is going on? I don't understand what's happening. Whatever. But yep. That's my rant. That's all I got. Well, go get a drink and wet your whistle. Enjoy it, Rod. Look forward to seeing you. Be safe, God. Yeah, I want to see that email so we can connect. I definitely want to do that because right now we've already developed some type of relationship, friendship. We see each other enough, and you make it your business to come on here. I would love to meet Richard, hang out, and I can finally hear him sing. Oh, y'all can see it. Look. Good before my finger got in the way. Oh, there was 3 police up there. I spoke them into existence because they weren't there earlier. Womp womp. I'm gonna see if the police gonna move over. Yeah, they did. All 3 of them. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. I am out. Hopefully y'all watched the video, the live previous video before this live. This is the second part of the first one because I had technical difficulties. Thanks, Richard. Same here. Can't wait to put you on the channel. So I think what I'm gonna do, where can I need to get? I'm gonna get me something to eat. Then I need to switch vehicles and get back on the road. How much gas? Yeah, I need to switch vehicles and get back on the road. All right. Love y'all. Peace.